What's up, guys? Josh here, Westbrook Supply Co. Been getting a lot of questions recently on my Crescent crew that I have here, specifically on my motor setup that I've got. So I was just going to do a real quick overview of my motor setup, how I've got everything wired, and you know, basically just the setup and how I steer and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the motor. So right here, this is going to be the NuCanoe EPS system. This system is actually for the Frontier 12, but I have retrofitted it to work on the crew and on my light tackle up there hanging on the building. So we're going to start right here at the motor. This is a 45-pound thrust motor. With this motor right here, I can get on a fully charged battery right around 4 miles an hour, realistically 4.2, 4.3. I've got it mounted to the kayak on the Yak Gadget adjustable motor mount. This is for the Crescent system, made by Yak Gadget. This is adjustable and it will fit the crew, the light tackle, and also it will fit the CK1. So that's definitely a very, very nice product. You can take it off, put it on another boat if you wanted to, which is really good because sometimes I will use this motor on my light tackle. Like I said, it's just a standard trolling motor. It's nothing special or anything. It's not, you know, a Torpedo or anything like that. I've got my retract cable right here, hooked in right here, which is where they like it to be. I've got it ran all the way up through a pad eye right here. This is the Yak Attack tie down point. Runs up through here, and then I have just a simple T-handle attached to the end of this rope. On the inside, I'll go ahead and pop this seat loose so that you can see a little better. On the inside here, I simply have a Yak Attack stealth pulley with a one-way cleat right there. So when I'm ready to bring my motor up, I just pull up on the handle just like that, and as the rope is running through that one-way cleat, it will actually lock the motor up in the up position. So when I'm ready to drop it, I just grab right here and pull down. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, so I just grab it and pull it down, and then just let it slowly drop just like that. And like I said, keep the rope inside of the cleat. Once I'm ready to pull it up, you just pull up and it will lock into place. And it will lock up just like I said. As far as my wiring goes, this system right here is very, very simple. It's very easy to install on the Crescent due to the fact that it's made for the NuCanoe system, and it's made to run on the deck of the kayak. You don't have to drill any holes, put any holes in the boat. You don't have to run wire through the hole, nothing like that. Everything runs on top of the deck of the boat. So basically the way that I've got this thing set up is your cable comes down right here, and this channel that's right here in the bottom of the boat works perfectly. So I run it underneath my Yak Gadget crate. It goes all the way through that channel. It goes up onto the seat riser. This right here is the control box for the EKC system for the NuCanoe. They don't make this system anymore for the NuCanoe. They have replaced it with the Newport Vessels motor, the NK180, I believe. But like I said, you'd probably be able to find one of these on consignment maybe or something like that. But I've got the control box right here. All this is a variable speed system, so this right here is going to be your throttle control. So it's not a click, click, click. It's not a 3-way or a 5 forward and 3 reverse. It's a continuous switch right here. So the further you turn it up, the faster you go. Center it is off. Same thing in reverse. So I found that this is a lot easier for people that like to fish while moving, because you can just barely crank this thing on, and the propeller will just barely spin and just make you just glide through something as, you know, as slow as you want to. Moving up from here, like I said, control box right here. It fits perfectly in this little notch that they've got in the seat riser. Following it up, you can do this one of two ways. You can either run it right up this center channel, like I said, or what I usually like to do is get it as far over as I can, just like that, and it'll run right up the side of the boat all the way to my battery box right here. This is a Plano waterproof box. Bought this from Fletch at Westbrook Supply Co. Inside of it, there's absolutely nothing special. These are two 35 amp sealed lead acid AGM batteries, wired in series, I believe. So you still got 12 volts the way I wired it, so still 12 volts, but instead of having 35 amp hour, you have 70 amp hour overall. So I've had this thing out with this motor system, and being able to control your speed really well with the variable speed controller. I've had this system out for well over 8 hours and got home and threw the batteries on the charger, and they were at like 60% or something like that. So I still had a lot of time left. On the side of the box here, I have installed a voltmeter with a switch for it. So if I ever need to check the voltage of the batteries while I'm on the water, you just flip it on and it lights up blue. See, it's got 12.4 volts. I was out for about 4 hours with it yesterday, and it did great. So on the other side here, we'll move along over here to the other side. On the other side, I've got a trolling motor plug mounted to the side of it, and then I have mounted the other end of the plug to the wiring for the motor. Now, this does not come with the motor. I had to buy this separately. What comes with it is just two eyelet connectors that you can connect directly to the battery. But I wanted this system to be very easily removable, so I just went ahead and I put a plug in on it, and then all I have to do is open this plug receptacle up right there, plug it in, good to go. As far as my steering goes, some of y'all know the New Canoe system does not have foot pegs, but honestly, I didn't want to go with foot steering. So, put the seat back in place right here. What I opted to do is simply run the New Canoe steering for this boat. Let me drop my motor down real quick. The New Canoe steering is a hand lever steering. So on the New Canoes it mounts directly to the gunnel of the boat, but for the Crescent it's not really it's not like a bolt-on system, so you do have to do a little bit of small bit of fabrication and whatnot. Also, the steering cable for the Frontier 12 was too short, because I had this system on my light tackle before I had my crew. Wanted to use the same motor, so I had to go with a longer steering system, which is, so I opted to get the one for the Pursuit, which is the longest one they offer, and it mounts up perfectly. So this is what you're looking at right here. This is a New Canoe steering system from Electric Kayak Company. Basically all that I've done is I just took two pieces of square tubing, mounted one end with a T-bolt to the track, and the other end is just loose. I have not had an issue with this moving on the water. It does not cause one issue at all. Ran my cable all the way down the side of the boat, all the way back to your little connection right here on the motor. If you want to take this off, you just pull this one pin, just like that, and it comes right off. When I am transporting this, I do take this off, and the motor actually sits right in the tank well here very nicely. Let me go ahead and clip this back together so I can show y'all how the steering works. So from the front of the boat right here, you've got your handle all the way to the back there. So all it is it's just a cable connects to the motor back there. So when you pull it back, it turns the motor one way, and when you push it forward, it turns the motor another way. very good steering, very good response. Occasionally you will have to adjust your steering ranges using this little collar right here. 2 Allen head screws, you loosen those up and you can adjust how much left and right that you have. It's a very good good system. I really like it. I mean, I kind of wanted to go with foot pedal steering. The only problem with that is the Crew is a tandem boat that you can run solo, and I do have a 5-year-old that loves to go out on it with me, and in order to make it to where I could use foot peg steering, I would have to take a bunch of stuff off every time I put my daughter on it in her seat and all this stuff. So I just said, let's just forget that. Let's stick with the hand controlled steering. Other than that, as far as right now goes, that is my motor setup on my Crew. I might do a video of it on my light tackle if y'all want me to, but like I said, as of right now, it's pretty much the same on the light tackle. The only difference is I use a different length of a steering cable or a steering handle. Everything else is exactly the same, and I'll put the battery inside of the front hatch of the light tackle versus it sitting on the deck of the boat on the Crew. So if y'all have any questions about anything, you can shoot me a comment, shoot me a direct message, and I'll do the best that I can to help you out. Also, if you're in the Atlanta area, need any kayak needs, need to buy a new boat, accessories, anything like that, give Fletch over at Westbrook Supply Co. a call, and he's got everything that you need to set up any boat that you would want to. So he's very good at rigging, and he can definitely help you out. Like I said, any questions, just hit me up. Other than that, I'm going to get out of here. See y'all.